Your time and expertise are valuable, making focus one of the most important resources to have at work. These days, professionals spend nearly half the work week on written communication, and it can be difficult to stay on task with all the emails and documents you have to get through. With Grammarly as your AI writing partner, you can stay focused and quickly get through your work with relevant real-time suggestions wherever you write. It works across 500,000 apps and websites, so it can help with everything, from brainstorming presentation ideas to sounding more confident and persuasive in emails and reports. For 15 years, Grammarly has offered best-in-class communication support and enterprise-grade security on a business model that doesn't sell your data. 93% of professionals report that Grammarly helps them get more work done. Download Grammarly for free at grammarly.com/podcast. That's GRAMMARLY.com/podcast.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
In Ohio, a car thief had the tables turned when he was hoisted 20 feet in the air by a forklift. Somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean, a theft aboard a Carnival Cruise line leads to the arrest of 2 passengers. And the Florida Man games are set. And Mike is going to fill you in on exactly what all that is. These stories and more are coming at you today, Thursday, November 9th, on Real Life Real Crime Daily. And I am Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino. Thirsty. Very thirsty.
Thirsty Thursday.
Extremely thirsty. A parched Thursday.
Parched Thursday.
Parched Thursday.
Thursday.
Yes,
Going
indeed.
to require many ounces.
Yes, it is.
Well, hopefully they're thirsty for some crime.
So I'm taking my youngest to the country this weekend, and I wonder if
Going to break in his liver this weekend.
I was going to see if he can drive me between here and there so I could drink on the way.
Well, you know,
thirsty.
Didn't we do a Dumb Criminals on that?
Yeah, we did. We did. Yeah, sure did.
You don't want to be in an episode of Dumb Criminals, would you?
Yeah, he's just a little too young for that. Almost.
well, you know, strangely missing this week from our normal commentary before we talk about crime is the miserable Alabama LSU game where LSU was absolutely robbed of another win.
Yeah, and then I would hate to say that I took Alabama -3. But I did.
My heart wouldn't let me do it. No, I'm kidding about the rob. You know, Alabama, they played great. And they
always happens. Saban is the best in the history for a reason, but he's the best second half coach. And everybody thought it was okay to the second half.
Targeting.
By the way, our
targeting
football prognosticating looks like it. You know, we hit it on the nose there with Michigan and Harbaugh there. So we don't get credit for our sports reporting often. But
we have an 80-some% female, and I get that. And by the way, congratulations on your starting quarterback being out for the season.
Which I'm actually I don't want to win another game. This is rooting for draft picks at this point.
Yeah, it's crazy. But let's get into some crime time for Thirsty Thursday.
All right, and our first story is in Ohio. An attempted thief was stopped when a junkyard employee used a forklift to lift the SUV in the air and hold it there until police arrived. And y'all, when we say in the air, it was 20 feet in the air. Right. By holding the vehicle so far off the ground, the employee was able to keep that suspect from escaping while they waited for police to show up. According to the owner of the junkyard, this wasn't the first time that Alexander Funk, as his name did come out, and we'll get to that in a second, had broken in. According to one junkyard employee, the last time Funk broke in, he managed to escape before being arrested. So we don't blame them one bit for breaking out the old forklift. Right. It's not exactly a conventional method of holding a thief until the police arrive, but it did work. As they say, modern problems require modern solutions. Right. We at Real Life Real Crime Daily are happy that they released the body cam footage so everyone can enjoy the following clip of the exchange between our criminal, who self-identified himself as Mr. Funk, and the police. So here's what that sounded like.
Get back, sir, just in case.
The patient is pamphlet on the floor.
All right, man, get out. Turn around, put your hands behind your back, all right? Yes, sir. Put your hands behind your back.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Mr. Funk.
What's your first name? What's your name, bro?
My name is Mr. Funk, bro.
Okay, what's your first name?
None of your business, bro.
Well, it is.
No, it isn't, bro. For what? I was running from someone, bro.
You were?
Yes, I was, sir.
All right, so here's the thing. If that's the case, you're compelled to provide your ID, and if you don't,
I don't have an ID, bro.
you're compelled to tell us your name.
My name is Mr. Funk, bro.
That's a lie, and now you're under arrest.
What's a lie? I don't know. What are you talking about? My name is Mr. Funk, bro. That's not a lie, sir. And don't call me a liar, bro.
Relax your name.
I am relaxed, bro.
Okay, so when you're...
So when I'm what, bro? I'm literally running from someone, bro. You don't know me, bro.
You see the
You know
27?
going through it.
Let's walk back here. I think so.
Now, after hearing that,
Mr. Funk.
Mr. Funk,
Mr. Funk, bro.
after hearing that, I'm thinking this guy may need some anger management classes added on to his sentence. But the sight of the Murano suspended 20 feet up in the air with the thief still inside is something you're going to want to see with your own two eyes. You can't just hear that. Yeah. So as Woody Overton would say, we will post that video on Facebook.
Yeah, and
so
let me tell you
can
something.
see it.
And I promise you, one of my pet peeves, other than spitting on the ground in front of me, because that's a street sign of disrespect. If you call me bro, I'm pretty sure I've earned the title officer, detective, or whatever. But you call me bro.
Yeah.
Boy, they better be glad they had cameras around, because first thing I'd have said,
Mr.
you didn't come
Funk
from my mama or daddy. Bitch.
Yeah, that might have been a bro
Shut the
record.
fuck up.
That he rattled off a lot of bros in there.
He owns that, and probably meth.
The funny thing is, he was suspended 20 feet in the air because he was trying to steal a car, but he got very offended when you accused him of lying.
Right? Yeah.
You calling me a liar, bro?
Bro, Mr. Funk.
You can call me a car thief, but don't call me a liar.
He owns that Funk name.
Yeah, he
Lord,
does.
he grew up with some fun.
Well, Mr. Funk's about to be in jail.
Well, that happens. Oh, y'all, look. Houma, Louisiana. Oh, way down south, Cajun country. And y'all, the Louisiana State Police are investigating the death of a suspect who was in custody of the Houma Police Department. An unidentified adult male died after consuming multiple bags of drugs being tased by a member of the Houma Police Department shortly after 5 a.m. on November 3rd. What began as a traffic stop on Louisiana Highway 3040 became a scuffle between an officer and the unnamed man who attempted to flee on foot. He was tased and then placed in the rear of the police car. The state police said in a release, the man began consuming multiple bags of narcotics to conceal them. State police would not identify him at this time. He was removed from the vehicle and became unresponsive, and the Houma Police Department officer began life-saving measures while paramedics came to the scene and asked what the narcotics were. State Police Public Information Officer Ross Brennan said tests are still being conducted. He was transported to the hospital where he later died. I acknowledge that we had an in-custody death that occurred as a result of a traffic stop. Houma PD Chief of Police Travis Terrio said, we immediately contacted the Louisiana State Police to conduct an investigation. Now, stories. And I don't know if I did this on the original or not, but I caught a truck on somewhere down by Lizard Creek or whatever, and they had a big anhydrous ammonia tank in the back, and one of the guys that was riding in the back with the tank to keep from rolling around was a young man with red hair, and I'll never forget it. Cuff him, put him back in the car. We had to call out the DEA and all kinds of shit. And it just happened like 45 minutes later to go to the car and check on him, and that dude was, first of all, he lied about his age and his name and everything else, but he was foaming at the mouth and all that shit. What happened was when we pulled him over, he had a bag of meth and he ate it. Didn't really work out for him. I had to call an ambulance and had to go to the hospital, unfortunately, afterwards. And it turns out he was only 17. He lied about his age and his name because he had warrants. But they got to the hospital. His heartbeat was 180 times a minute.
Jesus.
They loaded him up with
dude was running
shit
marathon.
tons of downers, and he ended up living. And I ended up arresting him as an adult later on and putting him in prison for something else. But this happens. I mean,
but this was weird in that. I mean, was this guy cuffed? If he was cuffed,
I was about to say if he was properly cuffed behind him, which he should have been, especially after fighting or trying to run. But you know what, though? It's really easy. And really, another pet peeve of mine was when people would be in the back of my car and I'm, got to deal with the tow truck or whatever. And I got them cuffed behind. A lot of people can slide their cuffs around to the front. So maybe that's what happened here. I don't know. But you know what? You should have ate a bunch of dope.
That's right.
Bye-bye.
Definitely shouldn't have.
Yep.
Man, have I been living in Florida lately.
Yes, you have.
Don't you hate it when somebody comes up with a great idea that you think you should have come up with first, that it's kind of in your wheelhouse and you should have come up with it? Well,
I do hate that.
This is that kind of story because we're going to talk about the first ever Florida Man Games. And those are set for February 24th, 2024. Which, by the way, is just a week before our shark protest at SeaWorld is scheduled on February 30th of 2024.
The R does not include Woody. Fuck a shark.
Woody just hasn't gotten the joke with the whole shark. It's scheduled for February 30th, 2024.
Is that a leap year joke?
Well, leap year only is 29, so there's never been such a thing as a February 30th.
Okay.
But
well,
now
that's my birth month.
Now our 6 dumbest fans who were going to show up at SeaWorld that day are no longer going to show up.
I would have been one of them if you'd have been protesting platypuses or something.
Okay, so, which have poisonous feet there.
Right.
The Florida Man Games are set for February 24th, 2024 in St. Augustine, Florida. And this competition is unlike any competition you've ever heard of. The Florida Man Games originate from the bizarre news headlines that seem to come out of the state of Florida often. Florida Man Games founder, a guy by the name of Pete Melfi, is no stranger to these wacky headlines as he has covered them for many years. Melfi had a vision to convert strange, viral, quote, Florida Man headlines into a hilarious competition, and the Florida Man Games were born. There's definitely a common theme that's going with Florida Man. I tried to think of a way that we could encompass that Florida Man into an event, said Melfi. After we were talking about the event, it kind of evolved into, well, how do we make this a competition? How do we find out who's the best Florida man out there and the best group of Florida men out there? So the Florida Man Games features 5 main competitions for teams. You won't find games of tug of war or balloon toss challenges or anything like that at the Florida Man Games, but you will find an event called a catalytic converter, 2 bikes, and a handful of copper pipes race against time.
Thieves.
While I was thinking of the courses, like I said, I've covered these stories forever. I just tried to think of some of the most common things with Florida men, said Melfi. There's often catalytic converters involved in these things in Florida. We've got a big problem with stealing copper down here. I tried to encompass as many of these things into the competition as possible. Another unique competition at the Florida Man Games is the evading arrest obstacle course. In this competition, participants will be chased by real police officers who volunteered to participate.
They should let the canines chase them.
I was definitely surprised by how many we got, Melfi said, of police officers who volunteered. I have a great relationship with our St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, and our sheriff, Rob Hardwick, is great. He loves getting involved in community events, and he's a fun guy, so it was really cool fit, and they offered this, and so many people are willing to take part in it. It's great. It's something we're really, really excited about. Other events at the Florida Man Games include a weaponized pool noodle mud duel, Category 5 cash grab, and a beer belly Florida sumo wrestling competition.
Nice.
16 teams of 3 to 5 members each will be chosen to participate in the games. Melfi said the event has already received well over 200 applications for competition. The best of the applicants will be asked to submit videos for their teams. Some teams have gotten ahead of the game by sending in wild videos ahead of this. We've got one from a guy who pulls a live alligator out of a lake in the video just to submit that he qualifies for the game. So, but please don't risk your life to enter this thing. He added, we're definitely looking for wild people, but not for you to risk your life. The deadline to submit your team application is November 15th. So I am so mad we didn't do this. We could do it for Louisiana though.
But I'm pretty sure they're not insured.
I'm pretty sure.
Sign
they're
waivers.
Lloyd's of London.
Sign waivers.
Yeah, but that waiver, you get killed, somebody's still suing you.
Well, we're not going to do like race the alligator, but we could do, we couldn't do anything with poisonous snakes here. We could have people race swamp racing.
We would do, they got category 5 cash grabs. We could do generator stealing.
That'd be good. Generator stealing. Following a storm.
How about who can eat the hottest crawfish?
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, shit like that. That'd be good.
Or a hot sauce chugging contest.
Beer keg.
Hot sauce
runs.
shots.
Oh, yeah. Hot shots.
Yeah, we could come up with some good stuff.
Swim could tell you something about that. Swim won $100 eating I forget the name of the pepper the other night. I didn't think I would do it. I grew in my garden last year. Oh, it was bad. But I just know with all my training, chemical core and everything else at Freeze Plus P, not to panic. It took about 20, 30 minutes to go over, made $100.
Well, this guy Melfi missed an essential event. I mean, how could you not have these souped up golf cart races? I mean, that should be.
Oh, yeah. So they need to get Pinellas County involved.
Yeah. They should have consulted us. We could have come up with better stuff for them. So that's why the Louisiana Man Games are going to be better.
Louisiana Man Games. We're going to be advertised.
And actually, I think we should make them Louisiana People Games because
we're not.
Because women have a right to compete here as well. And that would make our idea significantly different than the Florida idea, and we wouldn't have
a dipping and swallowing your dip contest.
Yeah, there you go.
Male or female?
Male.
Swallowing your. I had a roommate in college who smoked Copenhagen out of a bong once.
Really?
Yeah.
I bet that didn't work.
He got sick in about 6 seconds after he took the thing in.
Smoked it out of a bong.
That's crazy.
It was Brucey. Hey, Bruce.
I never could do Copenhagen. It always made me sick.
Copenhagen makes me feel so good.
Yeah.
That's
what was an ad for
that's some old Chris Ledoux for you country fans out there.
A worn out
tape.
Lonely
women and bad booze.
Seem to be the only
friends
I've left it all. That's right.
All right, rolling on.
That was a good line.
All right.
That's excellent.
Well, cruises. Let's talk about cruises for a second. You ever took Carnival Cruise?
I have took many a Carnival Cruise.
Mike?
Cruised. I don't know if I've done on Carnival.
Love boat.
I used to be like a Carnival.
Soon we'll be making a lot of love.
I had a thing for Julie.
I had a thing for
really?
Yeah.
I had a thing for Isaac the bartender. You know why?
For Isaac the bartender?
That dude was getting...
He's getting some serious action on the love boat.
Look, when you're a bartender on land, you can score. You could do it on a cruise, on the love boat.
And then you serving drinks.
That's what I'm saying.
Isaac! The demographics on a cruise aren't great for that.
It doesn't matter. That's where they might want to cut
Julie
loose.
That was my... who was the ice skater with the short... God, I always forget her name.
Tanya Hardin.
Not the ones who beat each other up.
Definitely did not.
Before that, who was a big... Dorothy Hamill.
Dorothy
It's like girl next door thing.
Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts that spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser-cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdown scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gift to the coolest finds for kids, to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. Hey ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore, because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC.
Julia Cruise director was girl
I remember
next door.
Dorothy Hamill. I was probably like 7. So
All right, we're getting off topic a little bit. Let's reel it back in and let's talk about Carnival Cruise Line. And 2 passengers have stolen $12,800 worth of sculptures from a Carnival Legend cruise. The FBI reported this after they obtained a search warrant in the District Court of Maryland on Tuesday. The cruise departed from Baltimore to Bermuda and returned on September 30th, FBI agent Grace Mayer wrote in the document. After an art auctioneer with Carnival Legend found the sculptures missing from the art gallery on October 1st, what did he do? He checked surveillance footage, obviously. That surveillance footage showed the couple walking into the gallery empty-handed and walking out of the gallery holding objects that appeared to be the sculptures. Carnival conducts auctions on for artwork on every ship, which include paintings, drawings, and sculptures. The FBI said it investigated the pair and found the Facebook account for one of the suspects. The FBI later said it found a photo of the suspect on Facebook wearing a white shirt, dark vest, and striped tie that matched what one of the passengers was wearing on the surveillance footage. Nice. So they're putting it together. A spokesman with the U.S. Attorney General's office in Maryland said the FBI carried out that search warrant and found the sculptures in the couple's home in Baltimore. Ruh-roh.
Explain that.
Yeah, explain that. You got a lot of splaining to do. So they're going to press charges, obviously, for theft and transportation of stolen goods. The larger of the stolen sculptures was a piece of artwork by Robert Weiling called Kiss the Sea, which the FBI estimates is worth $6,200. The other sculpture recovered is Tapping the Keys for the Love by Marcus Glenn, worth some $6,600. Both pieces are small enough to fit in a regular size backpack, and it's not the first time the FBI has recovered stolen artwork. In October, the FBI recovered a 300-year-old painting that was stolen from a German museum in 1945 from a Chicago resident. And in April of 2018, the FBI recovered a painting that had been missing for 30 years from a man who had ties with a Bulgarian syndicate.
Yes.
So even in international waters, you can't steal.
Right.
And you definitely don't want to steal from a cruise ship because you are on camera everywhere you freaking go.
Everywhere.
It's like you're in a casino. That's like stealing from a casino.
That's one of the reasons I don't really do cruises anymore, although I have one to take before January, which I probably won't use, is because I feel like I'm in prison. Because
it's kind of claustrophobic.
Yeah, no, because they tell you when you can get on and get off, and you know, when they eat. When I knew you had the buffets and 24-hour room service, but like your dinners, I don't like being put on those kind of schedules.
I'll tell you what, I did my one and only cruise that I've done, but I will do more because I enjoyed it so much. I went on Norwegian Cruise Line and cruised to Alaska. Best trip of my life, probably. Yeah. Absolutely awesome. And I did not realize cruise ships were the size they were. I mean, they're cities. Yeah, and they do all these auctions and things like that. I remember on certain floors and
casinos and everything else.
Yeah,
we did one of these big 3-week European cruises like 8 years ago, and my kids were still pretty young when we did them, and my wife just totally over prepared for this thing and did way too much research and set us up at every port with a private tour. Right. So, you know, if you're in Venice and you're in hour 3 of some, 80-year-old Italian lady explaining to you the meaning of this thing with an 8 and 10-year-old kid with you.
Right. Doesn't really work out. I get it.
They're like, Dad, where can we get some ice cream and get the hell away from this lady?
Boats and race or something. So
yeah, don't overschedule your youngsters.
I don't remember what the exact moniker was or if that's the correct word, but they talk about Kevin Bacon being
6 degrees of separation.
Yeah, something like that. But I'm gonna tell you about Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon's days of being footloose and fancy free are over, but we're not talking about the famous actor known for his roles in Animal House and Wild Things and A Few Good Men. We're talking about
those are three. Those are three. I mean, come on, that's a power 3 right there.
I can tell you Animal House. I can tell you every single line to the movie. But anyway, actually, my friend Archie and his significant other Jamie have this, and it's actually named Bacon. There's a pig in Pennsylvania who shares the celebrity's name, has had a group of fans chasing him and following him online for the last 2 weeks after the animal ran away from his Gettysburg home. Owner Chelsea Rumbaugh had only brought home Kevin Bacon the day before his daring escape in broad daylight. He rooted underneath the post and removed it from the ground and then went under that area of the fence, she said. Soon after Bacon escaped, Rumbaugh shared a poster around town and on social media, making him a page called Kevin's Home Adventures. You would think it would be easy to find a 200-pound pig back home where he belongs. You'd be wrong. Kevin Bacon had no intention of going home anytime soon. In fact, he led his owners, neighbors, and strangers on a wild pig chase, and people reported sightings all over town as numerous search parties spread out across the community. Kevin Bacon would quickly appear in the brush and the trees of people's yards, including his own home. He would eat the food people would leave to lure him out for capture and then quickly disappear back in the woods. This Kevin Bacon might be even sharper than his namesake. He even outsmarted various traps his owner set out. We got a net. He stepped around it, Rumbaugh said, and at the slightest crunch of a branch or tree leaves, he would take off. As the days went by, Kevin Bacon's fame spread across social media, and he got his own hashtag Gettysburg Kevin. His fans worried when he wasn't seen for a day, but boy, he wouldn't be seen down here for long. He'd be in somebody's cooler. But he always returned and was clearly remaining in the area. Eventually, the pig story reached its namesake. The actor posted a plea online. Bring Kevin Bacon home, the actor wrote while reposting an article about the Runaway. The battle to bring Kevin Bacon home was won by something hardly anyone can resist. A sticky bun. Down here, we would call those a honey bun.
Right.
But this sweet treat held a secret ingredient, a pet-safe fentanyl.
What?
Yep.
Fentanyl?
Yep. I'm just messing with it. Benadryl. Pet-safe Benadryl. The piggy's mom set out the treat for the Runaway to eat during one of his regular stops around the house for a snack. Took him a little time, but eventually he made his way home on Halloween morning. And after 2 steps outside, I saw that he had wandered into the pen on his own, Rumball wrote on Facebook. I dropped what I was holding and sprinted to the pen, stepped in and shut the door behind me. And it took a minute or two for Kevin Bacon to get over his frustration of being penned in. But he has settled in nicely back at home in his newly reinforced pen with adopted piggy brothers and sisters. And now that Kevin Bacon is home, they're going to barbecue him and inject him with some Cajun injector and sell him for auction.
Really? That's the way the story ended, huh?
No, actually, it ends like this. Now that Kevin Bacon is home and his owners have made the new celebrities extra comfy and relaxed.
Very good.
Are you the official pig correspondent?
I'm a pig correspondent. I got 7 hanging in a walk-in cooler right now.
I don't recall that. Where was the crime in that story?
Delicious. Actually, for LSU,
I think that might have been a double violation.
Didn't I send you a picture?
By recently reinstated Woody.
No,
is just taunting the board today with some of his behavior on the show.
Hey,
I told
look,
you, swim killed the board.
and speaking of that, we want to shout out Josh Johnson for them cracklings he made.
That's
my
that's
God,
one thing
dude.
I haven't made yet.
He promised me
teach
some of those.
He's going to teach me.
Oh, they were good.
I carried him for 18 holes
And
so he could give
I've
me
been
some.
researching the Boudin too because I got to start because I have so many pigs hanging. But he's supposed to make the best Boudin around.
Oh, yeah.
So
no doubt.
That's my doppelganger.
Yep.
He's your doppelganger. Okay.
Right? Because remember golfing?
Yeah. I remember. Do you guys remember the high school English teacher named Brianna Coppage who was put on leave because of her OnlyFans page?
I tried logging OnlyFans. It won't let me.
I'll let you use my login.
I'm no serious because all the stories with me, I'm like, what the fuck? I want to see what this is about. Now, I wasn't going for sex shit. I was just, obviously, there's a lot of famous people on there.
By the way,
I'm not saying I wouldn't have looked at the sex shit, but for some reason, I can't.
Is there anything on there other than sex shit? No.
Yeah, there's the when you look.
Yeah, they have some
you see
people
it's all
that-
famous chefs and all these other people. They don't show the sex shit up front, but for some reason, my phone won't let me log into OnlyFans. I don't know why. OnlyFans, get back with me.
It's a little
Holla
fishy.
at your boy.
It's a little fishy, but it turns out. So you remember Brianna?
Wait, so you got an OnlyFans account?
I have a picture of Brianna.
Do you have an OnlyFans account?
Not in.
Well,
there is no account with Mike Agovino's name on it.
Yeah,
I promise you.
Can you? I don't think you sign up with a fake name. Shit, I would have tried that.
I
first.
wouldn't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
Swim with me. I stumped you there. Huh?
No. There's things I can't say. Turns out Brianna's best friend and fellow high school English teacher from the same school.
Another one?
From the same school.
They were telling him over.
Megan Gaither also has an OnlyFans page.
There you go.
A second teacher at a Missouri high school was put on leave after administrators discovered her OnlyFans side hustle. Megan Gaither, age 31, said during an interview with the St. Louis Post-Dispatch that she was placed on leave from her English teaching and varsity cheerleading coach position on October 27th after district officials found out about her account on the OnlyFans platform. Gaither said in an interview that she made an account on the direct-to-subscribers website because she has over $125,000 in student loans and needed the extra income. Teaching does not financially support a person, Gaither said. It's really hard to stretch those paychecks during the summer. That's why I did it. I'm going to show Woody a little picture.
There you go. Okay.
And you remember her friend, right?
Why don't you just bring me the real pictures?
According to the report,
you signed up.
According to the report, Gaither's pay, which includes a stipend for coaching the school's cheerleader squad, was around $47,500. The teacher said she initially took down her OnlyFans account around the same time that fellow teacher Brianna Coppage was placed on leave over her participation in selling explicit content. Weeks later, Gaither was outed for her racy side hustle. When Gaither took the account down, she claimed to have around 1,500 subscribers and was bringing in an extra $3,000 to $5,000 a month.
Okay, so that's why she took her shit down. The other lady was making like 20, wasn't she?
The other lady's
making a lot more
is
than
north
that.
of $1 million now.
Yeah.
What?
The 31-year-old said all of her content was the 31-year-old said all of her content was faceless in an attempt to stay anonymous. Speculation about Gaither's involvement on the platform began in mid-October when she was seen in a video posted on Coppage's account. While the video didn't include Gaither's face, it was recorded at a party, and she was seen in a public picture wearing the same costume that was worn in the video posted on OnlyFans. Quote, I was in like maybe 4 minutes of the entire thing, and I definitely did not think this would be the thing that would ruin my entire career, Gaither said. The school district superintendent, Kyle Cruz, told the outlet that, quote, the district does not have a statement to issue at this time. Gaither said that after the video was posted, a student put a note underneath her classroom door.
Oh, here it comes.
Which stated that they knew her secret. She said that district administration told her she was placed on leave because of, quote, professionalism and student communication, an accusation she denies. Right now, I'm hoping to just make enough to support my family, Gaither added, stating that her choice to join OnlyFans was motivated by low teacher pay. In order to make change, you have to make noise, and I think this is what Brianna did, Gaither said, and I think that's what maybe I'm getting ready to do. Make noise about how unfair teacher pay can be, and in a Facebook post, Gaither said that she loved her job and she will be making noise. I love education and teaching, and I love seeing students and my cheerleaders learn and grow. This was
what is her first name again?
That's the one that's making $1 million?
Megan is the second girl, Megan Gaither.
She's the one that's making $1 million?
MEGAN.
Gaither.
This is the one that's making $1 million. Yeah, she actually said Coppage told Fox that she's made close to $1 million selling explicit content
in six months since her original story came out, and that tells you the power of
Jim's favorite platform.
But it shows you the power of news, and when her name got out,
it was the best thing ever.
Her subs went through the roof, and you know what? Shout out to her. Hey, if you can make $1 million taking your clothes off, good for you.
Yes, and you're an adult. You're
Chapman
not raping
says.
kids and shit.
That's it,
right?
Okay. I want to know who's doing the hiring at the school. I mean, seriously,
it doesn't matter. This got started afterwards. Hey, if I borrow,
I want a picture of the entire English department.
If I borrow your login, can I get the same views on the people that you're
$2,500 a month, Woody?
Yeah.
25. You got to keep up with Jim.
That's how much you're spending?
No, I don't have an account.
That's how much whatever your pseudonym is.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You know when they accuse other people of things.
Oh, I already know.
You know how
look, I'm a read people for a living. I know he's got an account. Miss Jerry, though, we want you to know it's officially for research on stories like this. Although he hasn't provided us with,
honey. But I have
screenshots.
Why would I ever need OnlyFans?
If you did, can you take screenshots?
Well, you could take a screenshot of a screenshot. You can video the video.
Well, then do that for us the next time you
see. He already
one of these stories.
Yeah.
Just take an iPad or take a phone and take a video of what's on the iPad.
All right. Well, there you go.
All right, we're gonna bring you to Tennessee, and look, we reported just on our last episode about a pretty heinous decapitating crime, and we've got another heinous crime for you. A judge has upheld the sentence of the only woman on Tennessee's death row almost 30 years after she killed a 19-year-old because she just felt mean that day. 47-year-old Krista Pike's attorneys cited a recent Tennessee Supreme Court case in the hope it would sway the judge to overturn the ruling. Now, the Tennessee Supreme Court wrote in the ruling, in fulfilling our duty to decide constitutional issues, we hold that an automatic life sentence when imposed on a juvenile homicide offender with no consideration of the juvenile's age or other circumstance violates the prohibition against cruel and unusual punishment. Pike was 18 years old. Sounds like she was an adult to me. When she killed Colleen Slimmer in January of 1995. The Nashville Tennessean reports Pike's attorney said her sentence should be amended because there is no hard line of maturity or the difference between the brain development of a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old. Judge Scott Green wrote in his decision the ruling applies only to juvenile homicide offenders, not adult offenders, and that I would agree with. Pike was convicted of the murder in 1996 and sentenced to death, and due to Pike's age at the time of the murder, she's the only person left on death row who was 18 years old when she committed the crime. She is also reportedly the only female on death row. Following the week's decision, Pike's attorney said in a statement that, they just basically tried to again hammer down the fact that she was so young when she committed this crime. She was 17, almost 18. So to give you the details, on January 12th of 1995, a friend saw Pike with Slimmer, Pike's boyfriend, and another student from a Job Corps center. The group walked away at approximately 8 p.m. and they returned 2 hours later without Slimmer. That same night, Pike reportedly went to her friend's room and said she slit Slimmer's throat multiple times with a box cutter, hit her with asphalt, and cut her back with a meat cleaver. She then carved a pentagram into Slimmer's forehead and chest. The appeal said Pike kept a piece of Slimmer's skull as a souvenir and even brought it to breakfast with her the next morning. She reportedly had a difficult upbringing, and they went through all of that stuff. But the premise of this case and why it's making, such heavy news right now is the Supreme Court has ruled that juvenile offenders, it's not legal to have these death penalties for juvenile offenders. Right. In my eyes, this does not fit that. She was almost 18 years old. This ruling was designed for someone of a much lesser age. Right. And so whether you agree with it or not, I think that the right call was made here personally. And
when you take the skull to breakfast the next
very heinous, just horrible, heinous crime.
Wonder where she had breakfast. Where could you bring a skull to? Could you?
We're already not getting sponsored by Waffle House.
You could pull that off in Waffle House,
but not at IHOP.
Yeah, you could bring a skull to Waffle House.
Well,
if you cleaned it.
Well, did you ever have to take driver's education?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
So it must have been a real thing, right? Because I had to take it too.
Saves on insurance, yeah.
So they'll take you to Houston. All right. And I actually had a case, unfortunately, like this too. A 61-year-old Houston Independent School District driving instructor is in jail Friday night for sexually assaulting a 17-year-old girl. According to HISD, Ronald Avery England quit working at school in 2022. That's 4 years after the earliest known police report accusing him of sexual misconduct. Houston police said that Eglin sexually assaulted a 17-year-old student in the car and inside the office of his driving school in early October. We're still trying to ascertain the scope of this, but we do believe it happened over a matter of years, HPD investigator said. Houston news outlets have continued to press HISD about the two school police reports. And despite 2 days of questioning, HISD will not say whether they knew about the previous allegation or how long Eglin was employed, because they don't want more lawsuits. Although all they're revealing is that he was the one to end his employment in 2022. HISD sent the message to Madison and South Early College High School parents on Thursday. This message. Effective immediately, the district has issued a ban against Ronald Eglin of Texas School of Driving. This absolutely ban. That's This absolute ban prohibits Mr. Eglin from entering HISD facilities, campuses, and buildings. It's necessary because the district received reports of safety concerns about his interactions with students. The Texas Education Association says that Eglin's name is not in their teacher certification database. There are multiple prior offense reports and complaints about the defendant assaulting other teenagers between the ages of 15 and 19 in the same way, a judge said. In comments posted on Instagram, multiple women say he was known for inappropriate behavior. One woman even told the news that he employed her at his driving school when she was a teen and told her she could watch porn on the office computer. She quit shortly after. According to the Texas Department of License and Regulation, he's been given a driving instructor since 2010 and operated a driving school since 2011. How perfect for a preferential pedophile, right? The department is investigating the matter, determining if his license will be revoked. I had a similar case. I put the guy in jail after I got a confession out. And at first he was like, no, I didn't really do anything. And then I polygraphed him and broke him down like a little bitch. And then he admitted that he did some stuff.
The gall and the balls of this guy to go to that 17-year-old and say, hey, if you want to watch porn on my computer, it's cool.
He probably had a camera set up. He was hoping maybe she's going to
but, these...
Too bad she waited till now to say
she has a father somewhere. If my daughter came and told me that, I would beat the shit out of that guy. Yeah, and just the balls of, you want to watch porn?
I'll pay you minimum wage.
Oh, my gosh, if my daughter came home and told me that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think for some reason, everybody who does that is, I'm just trying to remember who the driving instructor.
Mine was the assistant football coach.
Oh, no. I had somebody way more banged up than that. But they also had one of those cars that has dual wheels. So so they can give you the wheel at a point, or they can take it away from you, or they can brake from their side of the car.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I haven't seen a driving school car lately. I don't know if they do that.
Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glace, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something, all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We've got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin-baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/reallife. That's GOBBLE.com/real-life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had.
Gonna tell you about a story that hits pretty hard, but I think, hits upon something that we've all probably been worrying about. I know that I have been, and I would guess many Americans have. We're going to go back to Houston, where a Palestinian man has been arrested after authorities say he was planning a terror attack against Jews. The news comes as Israel has rebuffed President Biden's calls for a humanitarian pause in their war on Hamas, and as pro-Palestinian and anti-Israeli protesters are rallying across the globe with a huge one in Washington, D.C. over the weekend that had over 100,000 people participate. Last week, the FBI warned that individuals inspired by Hamas might look to carry out terror attacks on American soil, especially against Jews, and in the last 2 days, those fears have proven legitimate. Over the weekend, the FBI arrested a 20-year-old Palestinian man who had been studying how to build bombs and posted online about his support for killing Jews. This is according to Christopher Wray, the director of the FBI. The man initially entered the country legally as a tourist, but overstayed his visa. The FBI says they first began investigating the man after agents discovered a video of him at a shooting range practicing with a semi-automatic rifle. Given his illegal status, he's not permitted to possess firearms. After further investigation, it was discovered that the man had viewed, quote, detailed content posted by radical organizations. He had referenced, quote, martyrdom online and was allegedly planning a specific terror attack targeting Jewish people in the Houston community. At the moment, a judge has ordered he be detained pending trial. As I said, we've seen a number of large demonstrations throughout the last month, and the biggest ones this weekend. I don't know if you guys saw, but the one that occurred right in front of the White House had people smearing blood with red paint to look like blood with handprints on the White House entrance gates and chanting slogans like Genocide Joe and Biden, you are a liar, and a bunch of negative things aimed toward the present administration and the stance behind Israel. All this while there are still an estimated 600 Americans currently trapped in Gaza, along with 1,000 or so European citizens trapped in Gaza.
Stop the hate. Everybody.
Yeah.
Need peace.
Well, let me tell you, it's I watched Joe Rogan had a Navy SEAL just a couple of days ago on his podcast, and this particular guy was also a UFC fighter, and I love it when he's on Joe's show. He's very educated. He's had some TV shows and stuff, and this he is also a contractor now, and he actually went in after all this went down and rescued some people. And he's the real deal, y'all. There are people that walk this earth that are just a different breed of human, right, and they will go into the most dangerous of circumstances and it won't even raise their blood pressure. He's one of those people. Right. But, Joe and him were talking about this, and it's serious. It's, this is an issue for humanity, and people really need to, like what he just said, hate is an ugly, ugly thing, and it will not only destroy a person, but it will destroy society. Yeah. And we really, really need right now in this world to remember what it's like to love again. I don't mean to sound like 70s, peace and all of that, because I'm the farthest thing from it, but we need to learn to love each other again as a society.
And then we do, and then peace, 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 peace. I'm going to say it, and we end every show with it. We end
That's right.
the Daily Show with it. We end Bloody Angola with it, and we're going to continue to end with it. And if we can get one person not to be an asshole, that'd be love, right?
That's right.
Scary stuff.
Scary, very scary stuff. Nope. We're not doing mile high crimes first. We're doing kinky crimes today first. We're just throwing a kink in kinky crimes.
We'll throw the kink in kinky crimes for Thursday. Y'all better hold on to this one. So a woman has been accused of drunkenly attacking a cab driver by twisting his nipple.
Hey,
right? And
that could be fun.
And biting his shoulder in Boulder, Colorado last week.
A little nibble.
23-year-old Pepper Barga punched and kicked the Boulder County cab driver in the abdomen and hit him with a can of iced tea after she could not pay for her cab fare. Police responded to a report of a disturbance. When officers arrived, they found the cab driver near his car and Varga standing near a tree. Varga took a swig of peppermint schnapps before approaching officers.
Perfect.
Right? The cab driver, who is not identified, told police that he drove Varga to her desired location. And after she didn't have the money to pay, she asked hey, can you come up to my apartment?
Hey.
And just as the cab driver started to walk with her, that's when she punched him. And when he tried to return in his cab, Varga followed him and forced the door open, got on top of him, twisted his nipple, and bit his shoulder, right?
Sounds like fun to me.
Look, nothing hurts more than a titty twister, right? And I used to do that to my boys. Said, what hurts worse than a snake bite? And they would be like, what? And I say, titty twister.
I think it was John Cougar Mellencamp who said it hurts so good.
Yeah, it hurts so good, right? Yeah, I'm not into the whole titty twisting thing, but let's go with it. Anyway, the cab driver told police that Varga got out of the car and punched the window and kicked the door just before climbing on top of the cab's roof. Now she's fucking Spider-Woman, right? Mm-hmm. Varga was charged with first-degree criminal trespass, misdemeanor third-degree assault, obstruction of a peace officer, resisting arrest, and criminal mischief. And the cab driver said he wasn't badly hurt, but was in pain from the nipple twisting. Because he's not.
Wait, how do you treat one of those?
Twisted the other way.
Yeah.
Untwisted.
Untwisted.
When asked why she chose to twist his nipple, Varga explained she had a nipple fetish and assumed the rough play would turn him on.
Hey.
Right? Anyway,
that's a woman who knows her kinky.
Yes, she does.
Kinkiness.
We have a picture of her.
Oh, let's see.
It may make it up or may not.
That's
two twists. Mike's going to look up and see if she has an OnlyFans account.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
OnlyFans can sponsor.
I wouldn't
RLRC
picture
Daily.
Pepper Varga as a nipple twister. But
what does a nipple twister look
Takes all
like?
What's a nipple twister look like?
Not like Pepper Varga.
What's a nipple twister look like, Mike?
I don't know.
Yes, I think
Like maybe Megan Gaither looks like a
You can now
nipple
take
twister.
off
Where
that
is she?
belt.
Give me your login and I'll find out.
Oh my gosh. We're going to give you a mile high crime for today. And, you know, you hear people killing people and then flying out of the country.
Wait a minute. You went out of order and then you reversed back.
That's right.
I think that's a bylaw violation.
No, I told you the boar is dead.
We
Swim killed the boar.
Counterclockwise.
We were
in a constant
revolutionaries.
state of
We're
counterclockwise.
peaceful revolutionaries.
We like to keep you on your
That was
toes.
a double reverse. Right there.
Mile
right.
high.
End around.
An end around. Okay, so as I was saying, you know, sometimes you hear people, they'll kill somebody, then they'll catch a flight out of the country or whatever.
It
happens all the time.
Yeah.
Rarely does it happen where they kill them at the airport and catch a flight out of the country. An international manhunt continues to find a Massachusetts man suspected of fatally stabbing his girlfriend, whose body was found at Boston Logan International Airport. Maggie Mitboo's family reported her missing last Monday, and then on Wednesday, the 31-year-old's body was found inside her vehicle at the airport parking garage. Police have identified 40-year-old Kevin Kangeth as a suspect. They said he was seen on surveillance video and boarded a plane to Kenya shortly after the killing. Massachusetts police have issued an arrest warrant, and they're working with authorities in Kenya to find him. Wow. So
It's good
at
luck on
the
that.
airport, I mean,
That's crazy.
you don't hear that too often.
You got cameras everywhere in there.
At Logan, though, you know, a lot of bad stuff happens.
So that is your mile high crime.
Oh, hi.
You can now take off that belt and move freely around the cabin.
Lay it on us.
We've got a Thursday Dumb Criminals story for you.
Right.
Yeah. Today we've got one of those dummy stories where it turns out it's the police who are the dummies.
Happens.
Quick question, Woody. Does the glaze from a glazed donut look anything like crystal meth?
It could look like the ice before it's broken up.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're giving more credit to my dummies than I wanted you to give.
I wasn't the cop who ate donuts, but I have had a Krispy Kreme or two in my day.
Well, a man who was arrested after police mistook the glaze on his Krispy Kreme donut for crystal meth has received a $37,500 settlement. Daniel Rushing, age 64, sued the city of Orlando after he was arrested on drug charges. Law enforcement had spotted 4 small flakes of glaze on his floorboard, and they thought they were pieces of crystal meth.
Oh, Lord.
Rushing told the officers that they were likely bits of the Krispy Kreme donut he'd just eaten, but he was arrested for possession of meth after 2 roadside drug tests tested him positive for the illegal substance.
An IK test.
I couldn't believe it, Rushing said. I've never even smoked a cigarette before, let alone meth. Weeks later, a state crime lab cleared Rushing of the drug allegations, and all charges against him were dropped. Rushing told the Orlando Sentinel that he had been trying to open up a security business, but can't because of his arrest record. I haven't been able to work, Rushing said. People go online and see that you've been arrested. Rushing, a retiree from the Orlando Parks Department, received a check for $37,500 last week and told the Sentinel he's pleased with the outcome of the case. Corporal Shelby Riggs Hopkins wrote in an arrest report that she noticed flakes on Rushing's floorboard. The police department at the time said that the arrest was lawful and didn't explain why the glaze tested positive for methamphetamine in both field tests. Riggs Hopkins was given a written reprimand for making an improper arrest, and the Orlando Police Department is in the process of training more than 730 officers on the proper use of field test kits.
Yeah, they're not fucking hard. It's 3 glass things in a side of plastic container. You put your test sample in it, and you got to break them from left to right.
Unfortunately,
and then you shake it, and if it turns blue, it's meth.
Unfortunately, we've got to give a little serenade to Corporal Shelby Riggs Hopkins, who couldn't figure out how to administer that field test. Sorry, Corporal.
Call your union representative and fight that shit.
Yeah.
2 tests. And look, those tests, they act like those tests were gold, bro. It was hard to get them. Even when I was working narcotics, they were like, oh, you just got some yesterday. I'm like, motherfucker, I made an arrest last night. I need some more.
Yeah.
That and crime scene tape. They acted like it was gold.
Really?
Yep.
Crime scene?
Crime scene tape.
I bet it's expensive.
I don't know.
How about just a little, if you have a little flake, one of those?
They disapprove of it, the old gum, rubbing the cocaine on your gums to see if they go numb tactic.
I just smell it.
Doesn't really hold up in court.
I smell it.
A Krispy Kreme? Come on.
Smells like cocaine.
Yeah, they sound like the
Sorry, Corporal, but I don't know.
They stole what? That's right.
Them, Chapman.
I've got a great they stole what today. And they have finally charged 4 men in connection with the theft of a valuable golden toilet from the palace where Winston Churchill was born. Really? The 18-karat gold toilet is worth the equivalent of nearly $6 million.
I bet it's heavy as fuck.
I'm actually going to post a picture on Facebook. And you can. Yes, it is heavy. It was stolen from the palace in Woodstock, Oxfordshire, England in 2019.
Give us an accent.
That's
hard to fence that.
I need to use the loo.
The golden
hello.
loo.
Has anybody seen the loo?
The golden loo.
The toilet is a sculpture created by Italian artist Maurizio Catalin.
Oh, sure, Maurizio. Wait, it's not functional?
It's created in 2016, entitled America. It is fully functional.
The toilet is entitled America.
Taking a shit.
Wow. This guy was a prophet.
And it is fully functional and has been installed in the bathroom formerly used by Churchill on loan from the Guggenheim Museum. You like that? Guggenheim. 9.
No. The
toilet has not.
Have you ever been to Guggenheim? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
The Guggenheim.
No.
Guggenheim, I think it's in France.
Okay.
Oh, well.
No. The Guggenheim's in New York City.
Oh, is it?
It's in France.
What's the one in France that looks like
it's a fucking Guggenheim.
That's the Louvre.
The Louvre. The Louvre.
Well, where was it? Didn't we have a museum? And what was the story? Oh, it was in Basel or something. Remember the stupid creature story I told a few weeks ago.
Cockatoo or something.
The cockatrice.
Can I finish my story?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You weren't done. Sorry.
No, I was not. The toilet has not been found. That was going to be your next question,
because
Mike.
they melted it, motherfucker.
The 4 men charged are James Sheen, Michael Jones, Fred Doe, and Bora Gugic. They will appear in court November 28th, and we're going to post the actual golden toilet because they still have not located it. But y'all, I would love to sit on that toilet.
Oh, it's too. Then I'd melt it. I'd do exactly what they did and melt it down.
It's legit,
but it doesn't
solid
do
gold,
anything that
and it's probably been smelted.
Japanese toilets do that.
400 pounds.
That heat, and shoot the water and do all that stuff.
It's funny that Churchill used to
functionality.
shit on it in America, literally.
Well, to tell you, put this all into perspective, a 10th ounce gold eagle, let's say, coin, okay, cost right now, today, as we're recording, about $250. That's for 1/10 of 1 ounce of solid gold. That's a solid gold toilet. Go lift up your toilet at home.
I know. It's got to be. It's got to be. That gold's got to be. That's got to be 300-400 pounds. It's crazy.
Guggenheim.
I'd have stolen it too.
Yeah, but that was really one of my people.
Hey, so it's okay
making a toilet out of gold and
how
calling it America.
People in Germany would say Guggenheim, right? So that's okay.
That's right.
And I got the Louvre. Right?
The Louvre. We're going to use the Louvre.
The Louvre.
Hello.
Did you take bait?
Did you see the golden Louvre? Any final thoughts?
Love to see that Rosetta Stone paying off for you guys.
The love to all the listeners. Please continue to like and listen and share and subscribe and do all that good shit. Go leave us a review if you get a chance. Original Real Life Real Crime drops on Tuesdays in case you're looking for it. Bloody Angle drops on Thursdays. And stay tuned. More to come.
More to come. Mike, what you think?
Be safe out there.
Be safe out there. And until next time, I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino.
For Real Life Real Crime Daily, peace.
Aglets.